Welcome back to Walsall Fan TV, the joy and the pain. We're loving it, aren't we? Well, today we're talking the Sutton game. So it's match preview of Sutton United. And to get some insight, we have Mike from Sutton United, Sutton Podcast Talk Time. I'm going to be on his show later, so that's something to look out for. But how you doing, Mike?
I'm grand. Feeling a little bit delicate.
I bet you're cock-a-hoop, aren't you? It's like all your Christmases are all coming together. You're into the point, 6-7 win or 7-6 penalty shootout last night.
Yeah, it's so obviously win the little club going up against Wigan. Just as a little bit of history, 9 years ago when they won the FA Cup, we lost in the Surrey Senior Cup in our own ground. So we had a cup final the same day, sort of same weekend they did, but we lost ours, and then we're suddenly playing them in a cup competition. There wasn't a lot of nerves going into it, to be honest, because we were like, oh, do you know what, semi-final's not bad.
Yeah.
And then throughout the game, we were just matching them man for man. They're good. Don't get me wrong. They were really good.
Yeah.
But our players just sort of raised it that little bit and just held on. The last 15 minutes or so, they were kind of camped on our box, but we just weathered the storm. And it's just amazing. So, and Wigan's a very nice town to go to celebrate a Tuesday night semi-final.
But it's been a super season for you all, isn't it? You sort of, I know Exeter won yesterday to sort of knock you down from third to fourth. But I mean, you're having an absolutely super season.
I've done a few of these now, and people keep saying, "Oh, is it beyond your wildest dreams?" My answer is no, it's not, because I didn't know my dreams were allowed to go that big. Because
you're absolutely flying.
Yeah, went into the season hoping for nice safety, and massively past that. It's just been brilliant, and all down to the manager, the coaches, the players. I mean, there's a huge togetherness. There was a nice little moment after yesterday when sort of most of the Wigan fans had left. We were still out there, and various members of the board coming onto the pitch, all getting the same kind of applause as the players. So. Everyone's pulling on in sort of the right direction, all on the same page. There's a lot of love going on at the moment. It's obviously easier when things are going well, but it's been a great season.
It's an amazing story, really. Because I think we talked earlier in the season, didn't we? Before the Walsall away match, which we picked you with the goal from Tyrese Shade, a little free kick into the bottom corner.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you've not looked back, really.
No,
and, you're not particularly financially backed massively, are you?
No. There's the song that we're singing at the moment to the tune of Yellow Submarine is we're going up and we're in skin. Sutton's going up with a tenner in the bank. The rumour is the chairman doesn't like that song because he doesn't want people to believe we've got a tenner in the bank. But we came up. Yes, we won the National League, but pretty much every penny that we got coming up has gone into the ground. We've had to build new stand. There's a new stand at our place now. We've had to obviously do the pitch, which was huge. All the floodlights. So there's so much stuff we've had to spend. There's not really been anything on the team.
Yeah.
So it's the bulk of the same team as last season, which has helped because obviously
sometimes it's that togetherness, isn't it? I think. When in times when Walsall have done well, it is when we've sort of got that togetherness.
Yeah.
And we got a new manager now, as you probably know, Mike Flynn, and he's talked about that togetherness, and that's what we've been missing really as a club. So hopefully that's all going to start happening.
Yeah, no, it's a definite. It's a very, very slow process. We've suddenly jumped, but the work that's gone into this is sort of 10 years ago. The slowly building, getting onto a secure footing. We I love saying it. We're run by a bunch of accountants, which isn't an insult. I know people kind of always said it's an
you
insult.
said that before. I seem to recall you saying that before, yeah.
Love it. Love them. They look after the club, and their priority is always the next 10, 20 years down the line.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a secret. It's hard work. What we do is there's no sort of difficulty in our tactics. It's basically 4-4-2, and we're just very, very, very effective in what we do. So people have got to stop us. You did last time, but not many teams do the double over us. So that's one thing.
I was going to say it's particularly this season. We haven't got many doubles. It might be our first double if we can do that on Saturday. Yes, of course. On Saturday, I think looking at the form table, we're actually sort of matching each other at the moment. Last 5 games, we've both won 2, drawn 2, lost 1.
Yeah.
But it's you're obviously in a much better position in the league. 4th on 57 points. Walsall 16th on 40 points. We were certainly hoping to be much better off. Of course, the match kicks off. I'm just looking at some of my comments. The match kicks off on Saturday at 3:00. So that's one of there. So what's your prediction for the game?
Oh, I see. I started a prediction league on my one, and I was so awful at it, I stopped doing it because I couldn't work out a way of me winning this prediction league. So I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to say it depends. I mean, the boys were told that they could celebrate on the bus home, but they were straight back into training. So it's just how much it's taken out of them, because they were running all over the pitch. The pitch at Wigan was huge, and they were running around an awful lot. So
it might sort of be after the Lord Mayor's shout, perhaps.
Yeah, I think we will nick it because it's really tight at the top. I think there's 3 points that separate 3rd from 9th.
I was looking at that last night. With just over 10 games to go, any one of 7 teams going for 3rd.
Yeah.
So it's very tight. Walsall, unfortunately, are not going to be one of them.
No.
As much as we'd like that to happen.
I reckon we might nick it 2-1. I'm always going to back Sutton. But yeah, I reckon we'll nick it 2-1, which is possibly what I said last time.
When I used to put the odd little bet on, I would always bet against Walsall on the basis that if Walsall lost and I won the bet, that's like a compensation, isn't it? Almost, it's sort of a consolation, even.
Yeah.
But, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
Congrats to. I'm just reading a couple of the comments. Got Dave Evans saying, "Congrats to Sutton on reaching the Wembley." So we're really pleased with that.
40 years ago, it was the last time we were there.
Yeah, we got it. How many?
40, or 41 maybe.
41 years.
Yeah.
Blooming heck. Birmingham Talk TV have saying hello as well. We got Mason saying hello. Daniel's on the case. Let's have a look. Lots of messages piling in. We beaten Sutton away before. Yes, we know that.
You're at home this time, so
we're hoping. 6 points out of 2 games as Daniel, and he reckons Walsall 2-0.
Right.
Let's just have a quick glance down there. National League is easy. I don't think Mason's right there.
Ooh,
I think National League is a minefield. I think
it's genuinely possibly harder than League 2.
Yeah. Nivy Boy, we've got on here as well. Just having a look. Up the Saddlers. Glad to finally catch this live. I do sort of spring these out really. Let's have a look. 41 years, says Justin. That's nothing. We've had to wait 120. We had to wait 127 years.
Really?
Oh dear. Yeah, we were there in 2015 against Bournemouth. That was in the JPT final, and I think the 30,000 fans turned up, and the team didn't. That was the. It was a great game until 3:15. I seem to recall.
Well, I will be honest. Our manager's kind of targeted this competition at the start of the year. He said he really wants to get to Wembley for the chairman, because the chairman's 25 years, we never got there. And we kind of all a bit, isn't that funny? And as it's gone along, we're like, actually, we're going to get there. And it was only yesterday as we were out, and I was reading something on Twitter, and someone said, "Oh, you're one game away from the trophy," and it suddenly dawned on us. We're like, "Oh, hang on, there's another game. It's not just about getting to Wembley; it's about being there." So we haven't really actually thought about that, to be honest. So
I think that sometimes it's just focusing on one game at a time, isn't it?
That's exactly what he does. Is he will literally go, and this is what he was saying on his interview. When everyone's going, "Oh, well, the players going to get a day off," and he said, "Well, they can celebrate on the bus, but we're back in training tomorrow because we've got a big game on Saturday." So he's very focused.
If Sutton want to make top 3 or even playoffs, they've got to keep the momentum. We've seen Tranmere drop off it a little bit, and they've sort of soon dropped down the order. And Swindon, who absolutely battered us, lost to Exeter.
Yeah.
So that was
no. It's really tight. The good news for us is I think most of them have got to play each other, and I think we've only got to play 4 or 5 of them in the running. So hopefully they'll all nick points off each other, and we'll can't believe saying this, we'll benefit and have a chance at League One, which is even more insane.
We are like you are. I think we're sort of very surprised by Sutton's excellent form this season, and I'm sure you're very proud of them. As a comment from Vince saying about you're proud of them and that.
I think I might have said this to you last time. What we've done over the last 11 years would be the equivalent of you guys getting to the Premier League in 11 years, because we've come from we National League last year, National South, and then it was what's called the Ryman League at the time. So we've had all those promotions in just 11 years, and as we said, not with any massive financial backing. It's just old-fashioned scouting and hard work.
Salford, they've had lots of money behind them and doing it, aren't they?
It's not always about the money, though. I mean, lots of teams come unstuck. They can spend loads and loads of money, but as we said earlier, it's about the togetherness, that team spirit. It gives you just a little percentage more that, for the want of a better phrase, you don't want your mates when you're back in the changing room having a pop at you for not putting it in. So it's not always about the money. Obviously, money helps, but
it's what you
I don't know what we do with a load of money.
It's the old phrase, isn't it? It's what you do with it. That's the
exactly.
Because we've seen a lot of teams in like Premier League teams that have sort of spent a lot of money and
getting nowhere.
Sort of suffered for it. There's one player I want to talk about, Enzio Baldwin. He's a player that Walsall were trying to buy, and I know he scored 2 goals for you last week against Rochdale.
Yeah.
But he's not been featuring in every game for you, has he?
No, we are a bit of a squad, and he's been quite unlucky with the 2 wingers, because he can actually play quite a few different positions. So the 2 wingers, got David Ajiboye and Will Randall, have both been playing really, really well.
Yeah, I was looking at those. I think Ajiboye 7 goals, 4 assists from right wing.
Yeah,
which is very impressive. Robert Miltham as well. He's been doing well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he usually plays left back.
But 6 goals, 5 assists.
Yeah,
very impressive.
And Will Randall, who's again the last few games, he's done well. He actually scored 2 goals in the game against Scunthorpe, sorry.
Yeah.
Then he was rested against Rochdale, and Enzio came in, and Enzio scored 2 goals from the left wing. So basically, on the left wing position, the last 3 games has given us 5 goals because everyone's double marking David on the other wing. And our right back scored 3 goals as well in the last 4 games because.
So it's going to be 0-0 then.
But no, Enzio's done well when he's come in and has been called on, and Matt is really, really good with squad management, and he makes sure people understand it's not just a first team and reserves. This is a entire squad, and everyone's going to have their part to play at any point.
Yeah. Very good.
He's done really, really well every time he's come in. The goals weren't there, and then suddenly he just switched it on against Rochdale. He took a beautiful free kick, and then another ball was played nicely to him by Richie Bennett, and he should have had a hat trick.
What's happened to Isaac Olaf?
He's injured.
Oh, he's injured, is he?
Yeah, he's got injured.
He's put 7 for you, hadn't he? But
yeah,
I sort of announced he wasn't about for a while.
He's got a little sort of one of those injuries that doesn't seem to want to go away yet. But so we're doing all this, and we know with the running, we've got him to come back, and Alistair Smith in midfield as well. We've been lucky where Alistair Smith's been out now, but Harry Buteman has just come back in from his injury. So we've still got a couple players to come in for the running.
Sounds like you got a really good, solid squad there, Mike.
Yeah, they're a bunch of good lads, and then you've got the older players like Butes and Eastie. Not old, sorry guys if you listen, but the more senior players, them just sort of guiding the younger guys through because they've got the experience. But yeah, it's a definite togetherness in the squad. It's going to be really difficult to beat.
Now, Walsall, of course, we had the big win away to Forest Green to stop their 19-game unbeaten run.
Yeah.
The game before that, we beat Tranmere. We got a little bit upset when Swindon knocked 5 past us, but and then a couple of draws since. So Walsall generally do well against the teams near the top, and then lose to teams at the bottom. And we've got Oldham. We got Oldham on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we'll probably beat you and then lose to Oldham. That'll be typical Walsall.
Well, we've been looking at the Oldham game as well because that is a definite Sutton trait. Where for many years you go into a game and every now and then you go, oh, we should win this, and I go, no. Why did I even let myself think that? And then we were supposed to play them, and the whole COVID game's been called off, so we didn't play them. And at that time, they were shocking. And obviously, since then, they've had Sheridan come in and weave his magic, and suddenly they're a great team. So,
they had a boost, Oldham. They had a boost, and then they've sort of slipped back off it, haven't they? They're back in the bottom too.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that you guys can do it. I can't remember when we've got that. That's a couple of weeks, I think. Maybe not this week coming.
It might be your next game. It might be your next game after us. I think the following Saturday. I think.
Yeah. No, it's a midweek. I know that. Tuesday the 22nd. Actually, is a couple of weeks away. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right then. So, team news for Walsall. I'm expecting it to be same as really. We've got Rushworth in goal. He's a young keeper that's been doing well. There is Jack Rowers in reserve. He perhaps deserves a game, but I don't know whether that's going to come just yet. Hayden White has been missing. He was missing on Saturday. We think he'll come back in and have Daniels and Month. And then the surprise package for you, we've turned Tyrese Shade into a wing-back on the right. And Alsa DB, who was playing in the cam role, looking lost, is back on the wing and he's playing wing-back. So if you think he was a winger turned cam and now he's playing wing-back. But since going to wing-back, he's been very impressive. He's up to 5 assists now for the season, and most of those have come very recently. The CDMs are quite solid. That's Liam Kinsella, who's heading for another player of the season for Walsall. We've got Josh Labadie, who's he likes to get booked every game. So how he's not suspended again, I don't know. And Jack Earing as well. He's a young guy from Halifax who's done well. And then up front, we've got Georgie Miller and Connor Wilkinson. But we've recently signed Lee Tomlin, former Cardiff player. And he had a start on last Saturday. So I think he might sort of feature as well. He's good at unlocking defences, very skillful. It's one of those when you get sort of experienced sort of Premier League players and higher league players, you expect the quality to really shine through. And in recent history, the players Walsall have had expecting that. It's not happened. No. But Lee Tomlin does look like he's got plenty of skills around him. And, of course, Devante Rodney, we signed him from Port Vale. He's returning to fitness, so he may play a part as well. But I suppose with your vast squad, anybody could play, couldn't they?
Yeah, I think it's a case of the last few games we've been counting bodies. When we lost to Bristol Rovers a couple, 4 games back, we had a reserve goalkeeper and a 41-year-old striker among the 5 subs on the bench.
Yeah.
We couldn't even fill up the bench. So it's a case of counting the bodies and hoping everyone's going to come through. There's not a huge amount we can change. We can obviously change our forwards, but as we've mentioned, Isaac is not fit at the moment. I think he's probably, well, he might be getting there, but I'm not sure he's going to be ready for Saturday. We sold Toby Show Silva to Carlisle when he's literally started knocking in goals. But we've just given a debut to a youngster from the academy called Killian Kalassi, and he came on only for a few minutes, but he definitely put himself about a little bit, and I think he wants to make a little bit of an impact.
Well, he might get a go because there'll be a few tired legs, I think, from.
Yeah, I don't know whether we're given the start, but he may well come on because we do like to switch up the strikers sort of around the sort of 60, 70 minute mark just to freshen it up there. We do press.
Okay, very good. Right then, so good luck. Are you coming down on Saturday?
I won't. I've used up all my brownie points for yesterday.
And the missus, missus won't let you. I don't get to that many away games. I'd like to get to more, but like as a family man, you have to sort of balance everything, of course.
You do indeed. It was quite funny. I think about 7 or 8 people all said variations of the same thing when I sort of strolled in yesterday at the stadium. Like, this is outside the M25. What are you doing? But no, I won't be. But I'm sure there's going to be plenty up there, especially some of the newer fans who are very much enjoying it at the moment.
Yeah, I should think so as well. I think looking at the comments, the most popular is 2-0 Walsall. I'll go with that as well. 2-0 Walsall.
Okay.
And you'll be fine. You don't need the points Saturday. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much.
Lovely. Thank you for having me on.
Walsall, the joy and the pain. Thanks for watching. I'll look forward to seeing folks on Saturday. Nice one. Cheers. Thanks for watching.